Well, I suppose it's a night which mirrors the mood at Highbury this season, late getting underway. Tonight's referee, Mike Reed from Birmingham, finally and belatedly out there calling the captains together. And the clock, the famous clock at Highbury, now showing something like 8:27. The match should have been well underway. If you've only just joined us and you're a little mystified as to why it isn't, there was a power failure in the main stand which affected the turnstiles and meant that people were unable to get in, and the police decided that for safety reasons they would delay the start here. Everyone at Arsenal deflated and certainly affected by the mood of uncertainty following all the managerial mess they have found themselves in this season. But I'm quite certain that one win can dramatically change the picture. Will this be Arsenal's night to put their problems behind them? David Dean there, and Mr. Hillwood, the chairman of Arsenal, insistent that there is no crisis here, and disappointed that the media have seen fit to portray it that way. And they say they really couldn't have handled the situation with Arsene Wenger any differently, and that really they ought to take credit for being able to get their new manager in place some 3 months ahead of their original expected time. Sheffield Wednesday, fourth in the table at the start of play, 12 points from 5 games. A win would see them regain the lead from Liverpool. A draw and they'll move above Manchester United into second place. It's Sheffield Wednesday in blue and white who get us underway then. Certainly there will be no problem about the Wednesday players starting coldly here. Trevor Francis estimated it was more like 50 minutes they were out there warming up. That really should get in the Guinness Book of Records.
Yes, undoubtedly the longest warm-up I've ever seen, Alan. They were about to finish after about 20 minutes, but then the delay was announced, so they just continued doing the warm-up on the field.
David Pleat, a little phased by the strange start, but he almost got something to celebrate as David Hurst turned onto that left foot volley very smartly. Yet to score this season, and scored in Wednesday's 4-2 defeat here last season.
Yes, you know, in that situation, David Hurst is always going to try and get it onto his left foot. He actually achieved that, but couldn't quite get his shot on target.
Foul on Hartson gives Arsenal their first free kick. He scored the winner, Hartson that is, in a 2-1 victory at Highbury last season when the teams also met in the Coca-Cola Cup. And Hartson the target here. Stefanovic did well to get it clear. Keown for Arsenal. On one of the smallest pitches, in fact I think it is the smallest pitch in the Premiership. He just run out of room. Although the pitch here, it has to be said, as good as any in the land, and no wonder they won awards. Beautiful surface, Trevor.
Yes, but you would expect it at this stage of the season, wouldn't you? There aren't too many bad ones around. They all look absolutely immaculate. If you can't play at this stage of the season, you can't play at all.
Despite all the delays, a crowd of well over 30,000 inside Highbury. Whittingham for Sheffield Wednesday, that's offside. Hurst, top scorer last season with 14 goals.
Well, the initial ball was won by Booth, and that may be a feature tonight. He's one of the outstanding players, certainly in the air. And that's going to be a good contest between him and Linnigan.
And the contest at the other end, won this time by Hartson, and Wright almost onto his downward header. A potentially potent combination up front for Arsenal, that. And one that the fans didn't see too much of last season. There's Winterburn in his testimonial year now at Highbury, and onto that return ball from Merson. And a useful cross as well. Hartson on the far post, so too was Steve Bold, and Wednesday, in the shape of Nolan, had to concede the corner.
That was excellent play, wasn't it, between Winterburn and Merson? Played a little 1-2, good ball this from Merson, plays it in behind Whittingham.
Arsenal so effective from corner kicks. Driven in towards Keown, and in the end it was Bold who made the header, but goal kick.
It's when you look at the two sides, undoubtedly there's greater aerial power coming from the Arsenal setup. They're always a big danger from set pieces. And I think maybe on set pieces, Sheffield Wednesday will have to bring Hurst and Booth back, and they'll have to do a lot of defending. Not a great deal of height in the Sheffield Wednesday back four.
Atherton, their captain, beaten by Winterburn. Sheffield Wednesday with a very poor record against Arsenal. They haven't won here at Highbury, in fact, for 34 years, since September 1962, and only twice in their last 28 visits. Challenged by Parler, in goes Pembridge equally hard. Wednesday have a player lying injured, and that's why the referee has stopped play. I think it was a blow in the face, and Whittingham hasn't moved. Tough lad, used to be a soldier. But they don't teach you that in the army.
Yeah, he caught the elbow, didn't he, of Parler. It certainly wasn't intentional.
The physio, Dave Galley, just checking there's no damage to the cheekbone, because that was a painful blow for Guy Whittingham. And as I mentioned, he's not moved a muscle since he went down.
Oh, just trying to get a little bit of movement there, but he is a tough lad, Guy. Extremely well this season, been moved to that position wide on the right, already scored a couple of very important goals.
Well, he must be thinking it's not his night after the long delay before even getting into the action. He's only been playing a couple of minutes, and now he must be seeing double or treble. And David Pleat must be wondering if he's going to have to change things round very early on here.
Well, he's certainly got one or two permutations, hasn't he, on the bench? Trustful, Oakes, Nicol, they could all possibly come in and play in those areas where Guy Whittingham likes to operate. Though he is on wide of four, Alan, you can see from where he's got injured now, it's a more central area. Doesn't like to stay wide, takes a lot of positions, especially from kickouts off the keeper. Tends to join the front two players in a more central area.
Whittingham okay, happily. If you're planning to go out late tonight, you better cancel it now. We started 25 minutes late, we've had a long delay already. Seaman looking for Wright with the kick. Walker got there ahead of him, turned away by Collins, but only as far as Dixon. Merson stabs it forward. Pembridge with the interception for Sheffield Wednesday. A loose ball by him. I wouldn't think Atherton would thank him for that one.
It was a loose ball, but it was good pressurising by Nigel Winterburn. Put Peter Atherton under pressure immediately and forced that hurried clearance.
Dixon gets it back from the throw. Keown looking for Hartson. Wright is in behind him. Brilliant turn by Wright. The crowd on their feet in anticipation, but this time it didn't fall quickly enough.
Good skill this from Ian Wright. I think it took Des Walker by surprise, but Stevanovic is alive to the situation. Excellent covering.
Well, I mentioned it had been a pretty extraordinary season for Arsenal in more ways than one. When you think of Arsenal's reputation for not conceding goals, they have actually let 8 in their last 3 games, and I think, as Andy Gray mentioned before the kick-off, they've been scoring them pretty frequently as well. So this is an unusual season already, and that's an understatement. Foul on Merson by Collins. Blinker. Good early layoff by Booth. Nolan steaming down the left wing in support, and Nolan's done well here. It was a good ball which could have caused Arsenal problems. They've got a corner out of it.
That was excellent play from Sheffield Wednesday. Terrific run from Ian Nolan. Good ball from Blinker inside Keown.
Atherton and Stefanovic both forward for Blinker's corner kick. Keown met it first, and Collins with a rather embarrassing miss kick. but still manages to find a good ball for Atherton. Good defending again from Arsenal. Keown knew he had to get there quickly as Hurst came in on it.
Well, on the left-hand side, we saw Nolan being involved. This time it's the other full-back, Atherton. Hurst goes near post, but good covering from Keown.
Pembridge with the kick. And of all people, it was Merson guarding the near post who defended well and breaks quickly. Good challenge on him, though, by Whittingham. Now Pembridge. And it's found its way through to Booth. And Arsenal just a little rocky there for a moment. They have another corner. Good early pressure from them.
Yes, and one or two excellent balls inside the fullbacks. On the left-hand side, it was Blinker who played it inside to Nolan. And a terrific ball from Collins. Allowed Atherton to get in behind. He was taking some good defending from Arsenal to keep it at 0-0.
This one aimed to Stefanovic on the far post. And again, Arsenal are forced to concede another corner. Keown's header. Swings it in high, and a flying header by Stefanovic. Hasn't scored yet for Sheffield Wednesday, the 21-year-old. Great ball in from Blinker.
Well, the marking wasn't as tight as what I'm sure they would have liked. Stefanovic gets there first. Linegan nowhere near him. Talk about goals being conceded, Al. I think you mentioned 8. Already in his opening 10 minutes, they've had a couple of good chances, Sheffield Wednesday.
Hurst. And an easy bounce through for David Seaman, who missed the league games against Chelsea and Aston Villa with a hamstring injury. Came back for the UEFA game against Borussia Mönchengladbach. Hartson turning Stefanovic. Free kick's gone against him. Pretty unflappable sort. Dejan Stefanovic, he only made a handful of appearances last season, but he started this season in excellent form. Steve Bold for Arsenal. Walker got there ahead of Wright. Pumped back in by Linegan. And Wright's there again, good ball. Merson taking on Walker. Well, it was the best Merson could hope for, because if you take Walker on in a sprint, most people finish second.
Yes, it's a good little ball from Wright. I think it surprised Walker, but he just does enough. Doesn't allow Merson to get a clear strike at it.
There's Atherton. Andy Booth. Dixon gets it away, and it's a good ball. Hartson, Stefanovic behind him. Big, strong lad, Hartson. He gets it again from Dixon. Parler's in support. Dixon finds space.
Well, I'm not sure what the final ball was supposed to be. I think it was possibly a shot with the outside of the foot, but the build-up play was excellent. Hartson plays a lovely little ball there into the space for Dixon. Outside of the foot, looking for the far post.
Wright linking again with Merson. Dixon with a brave header. Bit of head tennis around the halfway line. Good play between Winterburn and Merson. And now Platt. Wright. Great little touch on, but again, Walker's anticipation and pace got in there in the nick of time, and then a rather rash challenge. Hurst dumped to the ground by Martin Keown, and indeed the Arsenal man shown a yellow card. Trifle hard, I thought, because I think he just mistimed the tackle. Pembridge. Nurse trying to get on the end of that cross and does so. But his control, very disappointing. Missed the first 3 games of this season with an Achilles injury, David Hurst. But he's a key man still in the Wednesday team. 10 years at Hillsborough. Nolan finding Blinker. And Bold releases Winterburn. Hartson wrestling with Walker, and the referee saw nothing wrong with it. Platt. Oh dear. Platt again, he'd be looking to be rather more accurate next time. Nelson under pressure has given it away. Nolan again attacking down the left. Booth is in the middle.
They're trying to pass the ball, Arsenal, but Sheffield Wednesday are pressing so quickly they find it very, very difficult. They're snapping in at every opportunity and not letting Arsenal settle on the ball at all.
Stefanovic with a hit-and-hope clearance. Blinker plays it back in. Booth is there. And an excellent ball out by Keown to Lee Dixon. Merson down the line for Hartson, who's lost his man brilliantly. Parler, rather. Hartson is in the middle with Wright. And Parler did enough to earn the throw.
Yes, that was a particularly good defender from Stefanovic. Tried to win the ball in front of Parler. You take that chance, it's imperative you win it. And on that occasion he didn't, allow Parler in behind. Couldn't quite get his cross in though.
Throw in short to Merson. And here he is again. Hartson the target, far post.
That's where Sheffield Wednesday have a lack of height. Good position, Hartson takes off at the back post, towers over Peter Atherton. He can't really direct his header at goal.
Been in from the start of the season this time, John Hartson, and kept his place, even though Ian Wright is now back in the side. Dennis Bergkamp out injured and is likely to be out of action for a fortnight at least. Whittingham brought down by Bold, and the referee will bring out a yellow card for the second time against an Arsenal central defender, Keown, and now Bold.
Yes, he was always late going for it. You could see that if it just needed a touch from Whittingham, it was going to be a foul. He left the referee no option really to put him in the book.
Pembridge swings it in. Stefanovic coming in on the far post. Just ahead of him was Booth. And the ball curled wide of both.
Excellent ball from Pembridge to the far post, just slightly overhit. You can see there Booth is inches away, and Stefanovic at the back post tries to keep it in play. Just eludes him, stretches a foot.
Great little header there, right for Winterburn. Those two link up again. Full challenge by Walker, and I feel that we're going to see the old yellow card again.
Des is actually saying that he's won the ball. Let's have a look. Well, absolutely no doubt he didn't get the ball.
Not unless it was inside Ian Wright's shin pad somewhere. Merson swings it in, that's dangerous. And Sheffield Wednesday had to concentrate hard. And now Blinker brings them clear.
Yes, it's an excellent defensive header from Peter Atherton.
Blinker's carried the attack straight to Arsenal. And still. have had 4 straight wins against Aston Villa, Leeds, Newcastle and Leicester before their first defeat of the season, 2-0 at home to Chelsea. And remember, they will go top of the table if they take 3 points away from Highbury tonight. Arsenal could go up 2 or even 3 places, depending on the number of goals they score if they win. Rice getting straight into the swing of things. Arsenal man virtually since his school days. Most of his working life had been spent here as a player and as an excellent youth team coach. He's responsible for so many of the young players who've come through in recent times. Paul Merson being one of them. Winterburn. Did well to close him down so quickly. It's going to be an intriguing battle between those two tonight in the middle of the field. Terrier-like player, Pembridge. And David Platt, who missed the first, 3 games of the season with a back problem. Hasn't quite got into the swing of it yet. Whittingham. Interception by Dixon. Ian Wright. Merson has Winterburn on the left flank.
Well, in the end, Winterburn didn't know what to do with it, did he? But it wasn't a good ball from Merson. It's an excellent situation that they should have exploited better.
Wins the header, but can only direct it out to the corner where Nolan keeps it in play, and he might regret that. Here's Parler. Now, Paul Merson is the Arsenal player of all who is really on top form at the moment, and as you can see, he's already started well in this game. There he is again. Ian Wright. A typically audacious effort from Wright. And I think it hit his own man, Hartson.
Yes, they could have had a bit of good fortune there, Arsenal. I think it broke off Hartson, but not quite in his path.
And Arsenal working hard in the middle of the field to regain possession. Parler did well. However, Whittingham making life hard for Bold, and his long legs got him out of trouble then, Steve Bold. And Booth using his arm, I think, as he went up then. Free kick to Arsenal. Keown seemed to have fallen awkwardly as well.
He definitely uses his arm, uses his hand too, puts it straight into Keown's face.
I think it was the way he twisted as he hit the turf rather than the hand in the face that's caused the injury. So he's limping away. And that's out of play, wins this throw. Nolan. Slay off to Blinker. Nolan steaming forward in support, but Reggie Blinker might fancy coming infield and finding Hurst, who leaves it to Pembridge, and now a chance for Whittingham to score. He did it so deliberately, but he got it wrong.
Well, he tried to do what Richie Humphreys did against Leicester. Didn't quite execute it, but they got a man over. Clever play this. Pembridge knew he was there. Looks up, just puts a little bit too much on it. with an identical goal to which Humphreys chipped over Casey Keller.
Scored a couple of goals winning him in the first 3 games, and they both proved to be winners against Aston Villa and Newcastle. And there's the man whose chip a fortnight ago against Leicester was a good deal more accurate.
More difficult to execute as well, Alan, because that ball was actually moving from Richard Humphreys. On this occasion, the guy with him, it was stationary, which was slightly easier.
Dixon's clearance picked up by Collins. Now Blinker finding Nolan. Good ball by Blinker to Pembridge. Chances here, surely. Whittingham again. Well, it was an excellent save and a great reaction from David Seaman. But in truth, the header was straight at him, and Whittingham will be cursing himself for missing again. 2 chances in the space of 2 minutes for him. And Wednesday really settling into their rhythm now. And here's Booth. And this time they have scored. Gone, and Andy Booth gets his 3rd goal in the Premiership in 5 games. What a start for him.
Well, it's come as no surprise. It's an excellent ball from Ian Nolan. Not particularly good defending there from Bode. It's the good fortune that it comes back off the post, but it's only what they deserved. They've had 3 excellent chances in the last 2 minutes. That is probably the most difficult one. But it's Andy Booth who puts Sheffield Wednesday into the lead.
Arsenal straight back onto the attack, but that's a poor ball which Atherton just allows to go out for a goal kick. Well, Andy Booth was a sensation in his time with his hometown club, Huddersfield. He scored over 50 goals in the last 2 seasons for them. A lot of clubs were looking at him. £2.7 million the fee. Eventually they've got him from one part of Yorkshire to the other, and he's taken to the Premiership like a duck to water, Trevor.
Yes, it's been Guy Whittingham who's threatened with 2 excellent chances, but when the chance come to Andy Booth, he's made no mistake with it.
And Arsenal's problems just go on. Walker gets it away under pressure from Ian Wright. Those two are enjoying a verbal sparring match before the kick-off when the Sheffield Wednesday team arrived. All good-natured. Parla for Arsenal, finding Dixon. In it goes to Hartson, held his man off well. Done well here, Hartson.
Certainly held it up well. Good ball into feet from Dixon. Holds it well, gets a little turn on Stevanovic, but then I'm not sure if he tries to beat Preston at the near post. And here's the goal. See there that Bode allows Booth to get the wrong side of him. He slips it past the advancing Seaman into the far corner.
I suppose in theory it's the sort of goal, if you're playing 3 centre-backs, that shouldn't happen. But theory very often doesn't come right in practice. Keown's clearance. Nolan, and confidence oozing from Sheffield Wednesday now. In fact, it has been from the start, in honesty. Here's Whittingham again. Good little ball for Blinker. Booth again. It's control poor this time, as Parla brings it clear. And he's run into danger. Blinker chips it forward for Collins, and all of a sudden Arsenal's defence was all over the place again.
It's a great run from Collins and a wonderful ball from Blinker, but Collins doesn't realise just how much time he's got. He could have brought that ball down. I think Seaman is closer to him, but in fact he's a good 4 or 5 yards off him. Well, we've only been playing 28 minutes now, and I don't think I've ever seen the Arsenal defence breached as often as this. They must have had 4, possibly 5 excellent chances now, Sheffield Wednesday.
Well, Parla presumably has got an injury. I don't know whether it was that or some kind of tactical switch, but anyway, it's a huge applause. Arsenal's newest player has come on the field rather earlier than they might have expected. Vieira, a 20-year-old Frenchman. And straight into the action goes Merson. It should have been 1-1, and he knows it.
Well, that's been the best moment for Arsenal. Good play from Hartson, a great run from Merson. Slips it past Stevanovic. Puts his shot wrong side of Pressman's upright. But that's certainly given the home supporters a lift, because they haven't had too much to shout about in this opening half an hour.
But he scored in each of his last 3 games from harder chances than that. What an open game we seem to have here now. Whittingham. Oh, gets it clear, but it's a corner. And in all the excitement, Vieira hardly had time to adjust. The man they bought for £3.5 million from AC Milan on the recommendation of the manager-to-be, Arsene Wenger. Pembridge with a corner. It's a good one too. And turn back to Stefanovic. And he's in there to win it again. And the shot against the underside of the bar from Hurst. And then Collins hits the rebound well wide. And Sheffield Wednesday could have doubled their lead then. It was a superb effort from Hurst.
It certainly was, but it all starts with Hartson, in fact, who gets the header. Good challenges from Stevanovic. Keeps the ball in the melee. What a shot from Hurst. Desperately unlucky not to put his side 2 up. Here's the chance from Stevanovic. Bounces to Hurst, who wastes no time. Lets fly with his left foot against the bar.
Well, it's not often you see David Seaman totally and utterly beaten. He was then. But it wasn't a goal. And Arsenal still in there. Vieira, that's his first touch. And welcome to the Premiership. He was dumped to the ground immediately. He's a big, strong lad. I don't think that's going to happen too often. Hard to believe he's only 20. Born in Senegal, made his debut for Cannes in France at the age of 17. Winterburn's throw. And it breaks for Vieira. Now Winterburn. It's good clearance by Nolan. Ian Wright. Arsenal got straight back at Sheffield Wednesday to their credit. A moment ago, they could have been 2 behind. Here's Wright. Can he bring them level? Oh, Pressman a little bit lucky then. He fielded it, dropped it, and was relieved to see no one running in.
Yes, once again, Arsenal having a shot at the near post. Not particularly good handling this from Pressman, but fortunately for him, there was nobody around. No Arsenal player follows it in. All the time in the world just to pick it up.
Pembridge wins the header. Not bad for the smallest man on the park. Now Wright, good first-time layoff. Vieira plays it forward. And Walker read the danger again.
It's a massive kick, isn't it, from Pressman? It's one of the strengths of Kevin. Got a terrific left foot. Turns quickly a defensive situation into an attacking situation. He must have kicked that all of, what, 70, 75 yards?
Platt's clearance finds Hartson offside. That's another big week of football here on Sky Sports. Hearts against Celtic in the Coca-Cola Cup. That's tomorrow. Our programme beginning at 7. And then on Wednesday night, in the English version of that competition, it's Blackpool versus Chelsea. Nolan's header, Pembridge. Well, we've been talking about the vulnerability of the normally watertight Arsenal defence. When you think Sheffield Wednesday have scored 1 goal, hit the underside of the bar, and Whittingham's missed 2 really good chances, the game could have been beyond them already, Trevor.
Yes, the second chance. I don't know if we'll get a chance to look at it later, Alan, but when Pembridge was in possession, played the ball into the box, you know. There were two Wednesday attackers. There was only Winterburn in the box. 2-on-1 situation, doesn't normally happen that against Arsenal.
And a lot of people have pointed out that most of Arsenal's back five are the wrong side of 30, and maybe when Wenger takes over here, he's going to obviously be looking to the future, and that might be an area of concern. They're all terrific players still, but I'm sure a younger approach is something that he will have uppermost on his list of priorities. Here's Bow.
There's one or two incidents going on off the ball, Alan.
Yes, I saw Blinker involved in something on the far side there.
Yeah, it's Blinker and Lee Dixon. Just keep your eye on that.
There is Dixon, and Blinker comes to him, but doesn't get the challenge in. Alberton does well at the other end. Now Merson for Arsenal. Well, I think we can see what happened here.
In fact, I think the referee spotted as well, because he's now calling the two players over to him.
How? Well, I can honestly say that's something that could never happen to me. I don't think one of his strands would be equal to everything on the top of my head. I think that's not the first time it's happened to him as well, Reggie Blinker. David Pleader, remember telling me that he already had the old locks tugged. Well, at least it proves it's genuine. It's definitely not a wig. It stayed there. Oh, good to see it ending with a handshake. There's Walker down injured.
He's seen the glove on his ankle. Just established now just how bad it is. He's limping a little bit, but knowing Des, he'll continue.
Yeah, I think it's got to be broken bones to keep him out of action usually. Tremendously consistent player who hardly misses matches. And a little joke there with the Arsenal fans behind the goal as he gets treatment. Oh dear! Two Welsh teammates went in a not very friendly fashion then, Pembridge and Hartson. And the match boiling up a little bit at the moment. That was some challenge. Vieira just got a foot in there, and Keown with the clearance. Now Platt for Arsenal. That's a good ball if Merson can reach it, and he can. But Nolan just got a foot in the way. Blinker. Collins. Alberton. Well, here's the incident you were talking about, Trevor.
Yes, it's Pembridge who gets possession of the ball. And just look at the marking here. He's got a choice there. 2-on-1, Booth and Whittingham. Winterburn left with absolutely no chance. Plays it to Whittingham, he really should have scored with it.
Well, it's been a lively half at Highbury. Vieira making his debut, showing his passing ability to find Dixon. And up and under for Hartson, and Pressman's handling secure.
You see the way the supporters responded to that pass from Vieira. It's only a straightforward pass to Dixon, but I think that's what's been lacking, you know, Alan, in this opening 37 minutes for Arsenal. We don't know the reason why Parlour was pulled off, whether it was tactical or whether he did have an injury, but my guess is they need a passer in there. Here it is, straightforward crossfield ball, straight into the path of Dixon, lovely weighted, received a good round of applause from the Arsenal supporters.
Hartson wins a header. Merson onto it quickly! Unlucky.
Well, Paul Merson is starting to cause one or two problems now. He started off playing very deep. He's pushed on forward now, playing nearer to Hartson and Wright. It's the second time he's gone close to that far post.
Just the one on target in his 3 shots so far. come from this game.
I think with Parlour going off, it's allowed Merson to push forward a little bit, Alan, because in the opening few minutes he was playing very, very deep. Virtually as a playmaker.
And here is Merson in possession. Good little chip forward, Hartson onto it, Wright arrives, and that's brilliant defending by Atherton. Saved a goal then.
Well, there's definitely more of a threat now from Arsenal. Poor Merson involved in everything. Hartson does well just to keep the ball in there. Wright goes for it. Good defending again from Atherton.
Well, it was a poor corner, easily cleared by Collins. Now Dixon. Platt. Vieira. They're applauding everything he does at the moment, the home fans, on his senior debut here. Platt turns it forward towards Bowl, who lets it run on, and that was a mistake, I think. Hartson's done well to keep that in, and Winterburn arrives and drives it in and gets there again, and in the end, Pressman gratefully dives on the loose ball.
Well, it wasn't the best of defending from Sheffield Wednesday, but they got away with it. Winterburn was in an excellent position. This is where Winterburn comes in, drives into the box. He's in two minds what to do. I think he's playing with the outside of his foot to the far post.
Hartson heads it down, Wright had just gone the wrong side. Well, it took a long time to get going this half, literally, because we were late kicking off, but it's fairly whizzed by that 40 minutes. Just the one goal. There could have been several more, no exaggeration. Winterburn finds Vieira. Tall and leggy and strong, and Winterburn in support again.
Yes, just leave it there. Whilst Hurst breaks against Keown.
Hurst making life difficult for him, but that's top-notch defending from Martin Keown. And an excellent ball, Merson to Dixon. Arsenal in their stride now, but that's a bad ball straight to Blinker. It took a brilliant challenge from Linnigan to win it back. And here goes Dixon again. Ian Wright. Well, if the spectacular's on, he'll try it.
Well, great support play that was from Lee Dixon. Plays a good ball. Righty pulls off Peter Atherton at the far post. Tries a spectacular. You can see the end result.
Played the last two games after being only a substitute in the first four. He'd been suffering from a calf injury which hindered his pre-season training and preparation. Winterburn finding him again. Lovely little touch on then for Merson. And now Hartson. Walker to Sheffield Wednesday's rescue. Vieira.
You have to say, Alan, that from the moment that Vieira's come on, so Arsenal have improved. Prior to him coming on, I don't think they had a chance. Certainly look a different side now.
Here's Merson. There's Walker. Keown. Dixon finding the space from the through ball, and Blinker pushes him over. Yes, free kick. Good link up between Merson and Dixon down the right.
Yes, he's done well in the last 10 minutes, Dixon. He's been very positive. He's looked to get forward. Drove Blinker back as far as he possibly can. Starting to cause one or two problems. This is where Arsenal normally cause problems.
Lifted in high. Bowl got up highest, and on the far post is Keown. And somehow or other, Sheffield Wednesday have survived. Keown himself can't believe it.
Well, I thought it was an absolute certainty. You see, Bold gets the first header. It goes to Keown. I really thought he should have scored. Well, it actually hits Collins, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't think Collins knew much about that. He smacked into his chest. And Keown almost on the end of the resultant corner.
But on this occasion, it was Sheffield Wednesday had the good fortune. But you have to say, it must go down as a bad miss.
Yes, he couldn't have been closer, literally. Wright. Walker with the clearance. And Arsenal have ended the half, or are ending the half, in good shape here. They're looking a lot better now. Pat Rice's tactical switch, which is what we assume it was, seems to have had an immediate effect. And there's the man, Vieira. Oh, that was a late flag by the linesman as Hartson went through.
It was very late, Alan, wasn't it?
Chap behind him thinks it was too late.
Well, I was watching the linesman. You can see there quite clearly he's offside. But the linesman, you can't see him in the picture. It took an eternity to put his flag up. Look, he hasn't got his flag up yet. That was very, very late.
Better late than never as far as Sheffield Wednesday are concerned. Vieira. Hartson will chase Walker here, but it's a hopeless cause against him. Tremendous clearance by Pressman and very good control by Hurst. And here's Whittingham again in a goal-scoring position, but this time crowded out.
I actually thought David Hurst was offside there when he received that ball. But it was wonderful control. Took it out the air. Good support from Whittingham. That's great control. Whittingham gives him good support, comes inside, looks to play with his left foot. It's a good block there from Linnigan.
Hamilton plays one in, Booth's shot. That's a corner. So almost a minute into stoppage time. Arsenal have to defend a corner, and they're already a goal behind. Pembridge hangs it up high, over the head of the intended target, Stefanovic. Vieira brings it clear. Looks some athlete, doesn't he, this lad? But Blinker looks some footballer as he wins it back and tries a tremendous effort. David Seaman right behind the line of flight, textbook goalkeeping. And on we go to the other end. And Vieira's there again, well played. But he must have used his arm, I guess. And the free kick's been taken already. No pause for breath here. Nolan. This is Collins. And now Blinker. Looking for Booth. Martin Keown. Down the line for Hartson. Stefanovic headed it out. Of course, we had that lengthy injury to Whittingham right at the start of the half. Here's Dixon. Now, 3 little rebounds, and finally Blinker has the ball for Wednesday. And there is the end of an entertaining first half at Highbury, which could have produced quite a few goals, but in the end, just the one. And it went into the back of Arsenal's net. Just a touch was enough from Andy Booth, and the foot of the post helped it on in to beat David Seaman and give Sheffield Wednesday a well-deserved lead, it has to be said, although Arsenal, since conceding that goal, have come back very strongly, and it looks set up for quite a second half here at Highbury. Arsenal 0, Sheffield Wednesday 1. And Alan Parry. So it's Arsenal who'll get the second half underway, and the first couple of challenges for Stefanovic are going to be interesting. He certainly didn't look very comfortable. He was out for most of the half-time interval, rather gingerly running and trying to turn on that bruised foot. They've got Steve Nicol, experienced former Liverpool fullback, as a possible replacement on the bench, but would need rejigging the back four but Trevor Atherton is a player who could easily move into the centre of defence if Stefanovic has to come off.
Yes, there are 1 or 2 permutations, but I would think David Pleat would want to make as little as possible changes in terms of moving players around. You know, he could always put Steve Nicol straight in alongside Des Walker. Problem then, of course, is, I already mentioned, they lack a little bit of height defensively. And without Stefanovic, they would even be lesser of a threat then, of course.
Sheffield Wednesday have won both their away games so far. 2-0 at Leeds, 2-1 at Newcastle. They lead here, and Arsenal need a little touch of inspiration to get back into this game. Perhaps Merson's the man who can provide it. Walker's clearance. And keeping a careful eye on Stefanovic. He's still limping. I can't see him able to continue much longer. Here's Whittingham. In towards Booth. And it's still not clear of danger. First retrieving it and finding Blinker. Merson slips at the vital moment. Here's Nolan. Atherton. It's come out to Hurst. Thought about the shot, then thought better of it. And that moment's indecision means that Arsenal have possession.
Well, Arsenal finished the first half the better side, but certainly Sheffield Wednesday have started again much the better in the second half. They're taking the game to Arsenal. There's no suggestion they're going to sit on this 1-0 lead. They're looking for the second.
There's Stefanovic making his first challenge. And that was a pretty useful one. That'll make him feel better. Hartson caught offside. Arsenal with just 2 wins from their first 6 matches in the League and Cup so far this season. Drawn 2 and lost 2. Their only wins against West Ham here on the opening day, and then away to Leicester. Or rather at home. Hartson, and the referee gives the foul against him.
Well, Steve Nicol still warming up, and I would think within a few seconds he'll be on. This, quite rightly, referee gives a free kick against Hartson. Just looking at Stefanovic, Alan, he's limping badly. I'm surprised they'll leave him much longer.
Steve Nicol waits for the call. Stefanovic has to go across and challenge Wright. Collins did well. And offside at the other end against David Hurst. And Steve Nicol obviously is going to come on. Last appeared as a substitute in the 2-0 win at Leeds. Played about 19 games last season. Chance for Wright. And before the goal kick is taken, Sheffield Wednesday now are going to make the inevitable change. Stefanovic has had enough, and Steve Nicol will come on. Steve Nicol, almost 14 years at Anfield, 8 major honours in that time, including 4 league championship medals, 34 now, and the former Scottish international's Premiership career looked to be over when he moved to Notts County. Rescued by Sheffield Wednesday, is back in the big time again.
But not at the centre of the defence. It's Peter Atherton who's come to play alongside Des Walker, with Steve Nicol playing in the right-back area.
Walker has even more responsibility now. Vieira. flattens it out with a good ball to Winterburn. Bold it is, getting forward unexpectedly down the left flank. Don't see him in that position too often, Steve Bold.
The onus is on the centre-half line to come out and try and play, but they don't look comfortable.
Nichol's first taste of the action is to take a throw-in, and from it, Hurst finds Blinker. Nolan's clearance, but it's gone straight to Vieira. Now Hartson. Platt. Merson onside. Lovely control, and he finds Vieira. The crowd on their feet again in anticipation at that end, and Vieira's made the cross. Did well. Merson's header, but Sheffield Wednesday defend well. A lovely ball, Blinker to Hurst. Now Whittingham. There's one for Hartson to chase. Wright is with him. And it's gone to Merson. Looks for Hartson on the far post. Well, he made life hard for Atherton, but the header off target.
Well, he can't ask any more, Hartson. The ball he was given there from Merson. It was a really inviting ball. Played with the inside of his right foot. Just the area for Hartson to attack.
They've seen of Vieira, who's settled in remarkably well. There's one from him for Dixon to chase, and it forced Walker to concede the throw. Linnigan pumping it back in. Nolan with the clearance. Now Blinker. He did the difficult part well and the easy part badly. And he might be made to pay for that, but it was a wild swing from Hartson from a long way out.
Yes, I was just admiring Reggie Blinker's tight dribbling skills. And then he gives it away so easily. Hartson all of 30 yards, a good drive. Not too much of a problem though for Pressman.
Nicol finding Whittingham. Platt did well. Cambridge. Here's Nolan. It was well read by Lee Dixon. Vieira. Merson. Two men in the penalty area for Arsenal here. But the cross was delayed, and then Merson gives it away. Whittingham makes it a three-man Wednesday attack. Good layoff by Hurst. Nicol. Hurst is on the far post. Whittingham got a touch to it. Booth in just ahead of him.
Once again, another excellent attack from Sheffield Wednesday. Like I said in the first half, Whittingham, despite playing wide on the right, often ends up in the centre, and he's on the end of this cross from Nicol. You can see why he scores his goals from midfield, can't you, Alan?
Obviously saying he didn't get the call, that perhaps would have been better letting that one go through to Booth. Atherton now under pressure from Wright. Not the easiest ball for the keeper. He's got to stay calm here, and he did. Dixon. Keown with a good ball. Hartson, Dixon thunders forward in support, and he's found him. Vieira. Good spell this by Arsenal. Winterburn. Vieira. Black couldn't get it back to him. Hurst directed that header so accurately for Collins, and Sheffield Wednesday are off the hook for the moment. Here's Collins again, the young man they bought from Crewe in the summer. Nicol linking with Whittingham. Collins again. Blinker. He might have a dip from here.
Well, David Seaman's out of his goal, moaning at his defenders. I think he's moaning because Reggie Blinker, when he received that ball, should have been closed down much quicker. You see Collins turns, gives it to Blinker. There's no reaction from the Arsenal players. They allow him to measure up. It's a free shot and nobody comes to close him down.
Remember, he scored a couple of great goals on his debut in a 3-2 win against Aston Villa. Strangely, he hasn't scored since. Ian Wright. Atherton too canny to be beaten by that simple manoeuvre. Andy Booth. Dixon straight away under pressure from Nolan. Launches it long for Hartson. Difficult ball for the Wednesday defence here. And Hartson still in there and turns it back for Platt. It's 1-1. David Platt for Arsenal.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday certainly had a chance to clear it. It's Collins who should have hooked this one clear. Hartson does well, turns it back into the centre. Platt comes onto it, and that's a great finish. Could have driven it, Platt, but he just looks up, side foots into the corner. It's an excellent finish.
And the man who's made a career out of arriving at the perfect moment does so again. His first goal of the new campaign, and it's brought Arsenal level. And what a finish we've got in prospect now. Vieira, Wright, interception by Collins, who made the crucial mistake really in the lead-up to that Arsenal goal.
Yes, I think he showed a little bit of inexperience there, Alan. He found himself in defence. Should have just cleared the ball anywhere. Whether it was for a corner or for a throw-in, it should have been out. Should have dwelt on it. And it's cost his team the lead.
And Arsenal looking for another now. And it goes to Platt again! It could have been 2 in 2 minutes for David Platt.
Well, that was a great run from Platt and a lovely ball from Winterburn. Doesn't always take the eye, David Platt, but he certainly gets into some great attacking positions. He's got Arsenal back in the game and almost put them in the lead.
And Highbury buzzing again. And here goes Hartson. That was a fatal delay by Hartson, and it's Sheffield Wednesday's turn to come forward with Blinker. Whittingham, Pembridge. On it goes from Nicol to Whittingham. They've got a lot of men forward here, but it was a poor ball from Guy Whittingham.
What a great opportunity that was, Alan. Dixon made all of 50 yards to make the 2-on-1. Hartson delayed it and then didn't play it to Dixon.
Half an hour remaining of an excellent match at Highbury, and the team's dead level. And you wouldn't really like to call how this one is going to finish. Pembridge. sensible ball out to this unguarded by Arsenal players left flank. Nolan in space. Poor ball from Blinker. Hartson lifts it on. Mercenary has Wright with him, but he might go all the way alone, and he might get a penalty, and he has. Walker's tackle. Arsenal have the chance to go in front. And David Platt thirsts to rush over. And indeed, the referee has decided that the challenge to Walker not only merits a penalty, but a red card. He had, remember, been cautioned in the first half, and the referee decides that that was another cautionable offence. Although Platt rushed to take the penalty himself, he has in fact been beaten to it by Ian Wright. It's Ian Wright who will face Kevin Pressman with a chance to bring Arsenal into the lead. And he's taken it from 1 down to 2-1 in the lead. Arsenal are buzzing again.
Well, it was a great penalty from Ian Wright. Didn't take much of a run up. Pressman guesses the right way, but it's the power of the shot that beats him.
It's his 4th goal of the season, and he's now just a couple short of overtaking John Radford to move to number 2 on Highbury's all-time list of goal scorers. And what a transformation the second half has brought about here at Highbury. And we've hardly had a moment to reflect on what I initially felt was a harsh sending off. What was your view, Trevor?
No, I agree with the referee, Alan. I think what happened was Des Walker was booked in the first half, and that second offence there, whether you say it was a sending off or not, it certainly warranted a yellow card. So obviously 2 yellow cards is a sending off.
And Sheffield Wednesday, from being in front, now find themselves behind and down to 10 men. Clearance a bit loose. Nicol has it back and looks for Booth. A good effort by Booth, tipped onto the bar by David Seaman. That was a brilliant save.
It certainly was, and once again young Andy Booth shows his strength in the air, gets in between Bode and Linnigan. That's a brilliant header. What a save. That would have just crept underneath the crossbar.
Pembridge in possession. Blinker. Good ball driven across. No Sheffield Wednesday man on the end of it, though. Time to breathe for Sheffield Wednesday. Time to regroup and think out how they're going to face the prospect of containing a rampant Arsenal with only 10 men. Booth could easily have got them straight back into the picture again. Well, let's go down to Nick Collins on the touchline. Nick.
Alan, we had a quick word with Des Walker as he walks up the tunnel after being sent off. To say that he's bitterly disappointed is an understatement. He's adamant he got the ball first and obviously feels he should never have been sent off.
Collins making the clearance in the absence of Des Walker. He seems to have dropped back into the back 4 now. Keogh. Good ball, Hartson to Dixon. What a test now for Sheffield Wednesday. Touched on by Booth, but no Sheffield Wednesday man far forward enough.
It was Paul Mercer who forced the penalty, Alan, but the ball was given away badly by Reggie Blinker. Ian Nolan played the ball into him. He should have held possession. In fact, he tried to play it off one touch and gave it straight to Merson.
Pembridge. Plays it in deliberately to Boog. He's done well. That's good play. Nicol. And just beaten to it by Winterburn, and now suddenly Hartson is free. Only one defender between him and the goalkeeper, but Collins arrives as the second man. And a foul by Hartson. Sheffield Wednesday relieved.
He did well, Collins, didn't he? Realised that his captain, Peter Atherton, was faced one-on-one against Hartson. He got back quickly to dispossess Hartson.
Well, Sheffield Wednesday have had to readjust to the loss of both their central defenders now early in this second half. Stefanovic through injury and Des Walker sent off. Nolan's been dispossessed by Vieira.
They're losing possession too easy now, Sheffield Wednesday. Got to try and keep the ball.
Ian Wright's onside. And he's beaten Pressman. Oh, what a brilliant effort that was. It seemed impossible he could get it on target from that distance and angle.
Well, what a sensational goal that would have been. I thought it was Kevin Pressman's ball. Well, it should have been, shouldn't it? Ian Wright should have been given a chance, but that's a magnificent effort.
Ian Wright, so unlucky.
Well, I didn't think he was entitled to go for that ball, because I thought it was Kevin Pressman's, but he didn't give it up. He must have known he had a bit of a chance. He certainly turned it into a 50-50. Quickly onto his feet. He knew that Pressman wasn't in his goal. He was very unlucky not to score.
As Merson shoots, the whistle had already gone. And it looks like Orlando Trustful is about to be introduced by David Pleat here. He can actually play in defence, although he's really a central midfield player and an attacking midfield player at that. So what's David Pleat got in mind here, I wonder? Hartson for Arsenal. Foul already been given against him, and he's going to be in trouble for that angry reaction. You can tell by the look on Mr. Reed's face, he's not going to let him off with a telling off. Hartson caution. Clearance by Atherton, and offside against Hartson. And now Trustful will get on. Signed just after the start of the season from Feyenoord for £750,000, with Reggie Blinker playing a big part in the deal that got his old friend in from Holland to Hillsborough. And Guy Whittingham is the man he'll replace. He's a Dutch international. Played twice in the European Championship qualifiers, though he didn't make the final squad for Euro 96. The free kick coming in towards Hurst. That'll be Arsenal's goal kick. Well, we can have another look now at the big talking point of the game, Trevor.
Yeah, I thought Merson may have released Ian Wright, but he goes for goal. Well, I can't agree with Des there, I'm sorry. He did not play the ball. He's taken Merson. Referee's correct for me.
A look of quiet satisfaction on the face of Pat Rice.
But he certainly had a choice, didn't he, Merson? He could have released Ian Wright, who was on his left. Decided to go for goal himself. Slightly overran the ball. The referee saw it as a goal-scoring opportunity.
Sheffield Wednesday are by no means finished. You can bank on that, 10 men or not. Much more spirit and determination about the side this season. Here's Merson. But another goal surely for Arsenal would kill off Wednesday.
Well, there are times now at the back when Sheffield Wednesday are going 3-on-3, and that is really dangerous. Forwards of the calibre of Hartson, Merson and Wright.
Mistake there by Linnigan. Nickel. Well, a few candidates for you to sift through for tonight's man of the match. 0891 111101 is the number to call with your nomination for man of the match.
And I'm sure David Pleat is thinking back to that first half now when all those chances were missed. Really, I've never seen an Arsenal side so all at sea in that first half. Sheffield Wednesday could have been 3 or 4 up, Alan.
Grim-faced David Pleat now has thought simply on saving a point from this game.
I'd have to say over the years there's been a desperately unlucky ground this for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yes, Arsenal unbeaten by Wednesday here in the last 18 league games between the two. Vieira.
The game that stands out for me, Alan, was some 4 years ago, I think it was, when I was manager. The time was 4:20. We kicked off at 3 o'clock on a Saturday afternoon. I came down from the director's box, it was 1-1. I'm thinking, what do I do? Do I bring on an attacking player? Do I go for the victory? Or do I bring on a defensive midfield player? The game ended 7-1 to Arsenal.
Defence is on top.
You remember that match?
7-1. How could you forget it? Nurse almost released Ian Wright. Blinker. And the free kick goes to Arsenal.
I'm sure that Sheffield Wednesday will point to 2 mistakes for the goals, despite the fact that Platt and Wright are the goal scorers. It was Collins who made an error for the first, and Reggie Blinker giving the second one away before Des Walker pulled Paul Mawson down for the penalty.
And in the process, got himself dismissed for his second bookable offence of the game. Wright. Straight to Nolan. Hartson closing down the keeper. Oh, Kevin Pressman never been afraid to display his ability on the ball, and he needed it then.
Well, it's worth closing down too, because once Kevin's on his right foot, he's not comfortable. He wants to get it back onto his left, and Hartson did the right thing when he realised he was forced to kick it with his right.
Vieira, what a satisfactory senior debut he's made for Arsenal. Foul there on Winterburn. And since Trustful came on, I don't recall him even getting a touch on the ball, such is the pace of the game now. Well, in a troubled week for everyone at Arsenal, what a tonic it would be if they can beat the would-be leaders of the Premiership tonight. And of course the early leaders of the table. Nolan for them. Linnigan wins it back. And Collins doing well. Pembridge. Down the line for Nolan. Blinker. Dixon's interception though. And now Keogh. What an excellent game he's had. And he was probably Arsenal's most consistent player last season as well. Well, the resilience of Arsenal has been well chronicled over the years, and particularly this season, when you think they've actually gone 2 goals down in their last 3 games before tonight. 1 goal down tonight, and each time they came back to rescue something in the league games anyway, and even a late goal against Borussia Mönchengladbach has given them hope in that UEFA tie. Arsenal play the full 90 minutes, all right.
think Mr. Reid thought about a booking there, didn't he? Wright handled the ball.
Reggie Blinker, they need a bit of his magic now. That's a great ball. Swept out by Hurst to Nolan. This is where Sheffield Wednesday are going to get caught. It's 3 against 2. Hartson. Right on the far post, he went for goal! It was a great effort. Merson turns it back in, but it had crossed the line for a goal kick. A corner, rather. But that was a very cheeky effort indeed.
Well, it was, Alan, but I think that he should have released Paul Merson. He's covered a lot of ground, he's made the 2-on-1 situation here. You see him coming around and just could have held it, slipped it in, goes for a goal. Good save though from Pressman. He's definitely going in.
Good goalkeeping. And good defending. And Vieira's been beaten by Orlando Trosper, who does at last get his first touch. And a good one it was. And an excellent ball for Nicol. Well, it's unusual for Steve Nicol to be so wasteful.
I'll give credit to Sheffield Wednesday. They're certainly throwing men forward, looking to get back into this game. But what they're also doing, Alan, as you mentioned this now, they're leaving themselves at times 3-on-3 at the back. Atherton's marking Wright. Collins is against Hartson. At this moment, as Pembridge has dropped back to take Paul Merson.
Dixon. Oh, that's a great ball. Merson. Just run out of room, but it's come back to Dixon, and now Hartson. And still, and still. And now Wright. Hartson. Brilliant defending from Collins, just threw himself at the ball. Now Platt. Offside ends that barrage of attacking pressure from Arsenal. Sheffield Wednesday are going to make a change now. Scott Oakes will replace Reggie Blinker. 13 minutes for him to make an impact. Played for David Cleed at his first club, Leicester, then again at Luton, of course, and they teamed up again during the summer. Oakes presumably will go straight into an out-and-out attacking role. But it's defending on Sheffield Wednesday's mind now. A bold move, I guess, Trevor, but don't suppose he had any option, really. As Vieira suddenly finds himself in space here. Brilliant work by Nolan. Vieira was almost celebrating his first goal for Arsenal.
Yes, he just wanted too much time, didn't he? But it was excellent covering from Ian Nolan. Des Walker off the field, he's the quickest player in the Sheffield Wednesday side. He certainly needed all that pace there.
Winterburn drives one in for Wright. And it's come out again now to Merson, who tries to set Vieira up again. And here's Platt. Arsenal attacking from all angles. Dixon's cross is a good one. And the problem, Wright has solved the problem for Arsenal. And the 3 points are surely theirs now. And Ian Wright edges one more goal closer to immortality at Highbury.
Well, it had to come, didn't it, Alan? It just made that extra man count. It's Hartson, no, in fact it's Merson who goes for it. Atherton does his best. But once again, Ian Wright is the first to react. Collins is there, Wright's there, but it's Wright who reacts the quickest. He's now on for a hat-trick, isn't he?
He is, and as I mentioned when he scored his and Arsenal's second goal, he's now level with John Radford as the #2 all-time greatest scorer for Arsenal in their history. Cliff Bastin, #1 with 176 goals back in the 30s and 40s, and he sadly died during the summer. Still a long way off him, but Ian Wright will always have a place in Arsenal's Hall of Fame. What a character, what a goal scorer, what an instinctive finisher he is. And what a comeback by Arsenal. news will be humming across the telephone lines to Japan, I'm sure. And Arsene Wenger, who takes over here in a fortnight's time, will feel he has a much more solid platform. We won't have a game for the first couple of weeks, incidentally, because of the international matches. We'll come back to that in a moment as Platt attacks. And Wright still looking now for the hat-trick. He'll chase everything now.
Well, you have to say, Alan, there's some 9 minutes left of this game, and really, there's so much on top of Arsenal. There's so many gaps at the back of the Sheffield Wednesday defence. This could be anything. It really could. It's somewhat cruel on them because they played so well in that first half. The first 10 minutes of the second half, they started very brightly. But once Arsenal got the equaliser, it's been a downhill struggle, hasn't it, all the way.
And the turning point, surely, the sending off of Walker. Over 33,000 have really enjoyed this one inside Highbury tonight, and I'm sure you at home have as well. So why not make your contribution by ringing 0891 111101, 0891 111101 for your man of the match. I think a certain candidate has just gone ahead in the polls. Still 9 minutes to go. Theoretically, time, of course, for Wednesday to rescue something, but they're demoralised now, and frankly, they look a beaten side now, and they're being pulled ragged by Arsenal's width and penetration. The loss of Walker has been critical. Vieira. We want 7, chant some of the Arsenal fans, remembering the day that Trevor Francis remembered only too well. Winterburn looking for Hartson, comes out to Dixon. Kill back in, a clever ball, and Vieira's there, and Platt. They both went for the same ball. That's why he's smiling. Vieira isn't. He wanted a piece of the action.
Once again, Platt spotting the opening. He sniffs that out so well, doesn't he? Realised the space is there. Dixon plays him in. His first touch takes it through the pressman.
Well, this is the first moment in the game when Des Walker got on the wrong side of the referee. He claimed he won the ball then. He claimed he won the ball here as well, or at least played it. Now, Platt arriving to cause more problems. Atherton clears the danger. Vieira, oh, that's a lovely touch of skill. Merson. Brilliant. Oh, yes. Bubbling with confidence now.
Well, he had 2 good efforts in the first half. They were slightly off target. Third one, certainly on target, and makes Pressman go down low to make a save.
Third successive league game, Arsenal have come from a deficit into a position of strength. Vieira. There's one for Wright, but he leaves it this time for Dixon. And Collins doesn't know which way to turn here. He did in the end find Pressman. Arsenal came back to draw against Chelsea and Villa from 2 behind, from 1 behind tonight. It looks like they're going to come back and take all 3 points against Sheffield Wednesday. Winterburn. David Platt. And I'm not quite sure what he was intending then, but he got it all wrong. Oakes gets his first touch, I think, since he came on. And he gets a foul, or a free kick, or a foul by Vieira.
Don't be surprised if Pembridge hits this.
Left-footed, driven in. And I think that hit his own man, Boo. No, it must have hit an Arsenal man as well, because it's Wednesday's throw. Nicol finding Pembridge again. And a foul by Pembridge.
But the referee some 30 yards away, Alan, gives a free kick. The linesman stood a yard from it, doesn't raise his flag.
Taking the phrase assistant referee a bit too literally, perhaps. Well, if the excitement is anything like the level that we've had here tonight at Highbury, don't miss Hearts against Celtic tomorrow in the Scottish Coca-Cola Cup, and Wednesday in the English Coca-Cola Cup, Blackpool-Chelsea. As Merson drives one in to try and get a fourth for Arsenal tonight. Good goalkeeping by the beleaguered Kevin Pressman. It's been a terrific match. Trustful trying to release Hurst down the centre. I don't suppose they will greatly appreciate the entertainment value in a certain part of Yorkshire, but the neutrals amongst our audience will have loved this one.
Yes, before the game they're talking about a crisis off the field here. Certainly there's no crisis on the field, and there's too many good players in this side for it to be a crisis. I think with this victory tonight they climb back up to something like 6th or 7th position in the league.
Yes, they're going to go for about 3 places. Hurst threatening here, and a little nudge on Steve Bold, but he's still got his foot there. Corner to Sheffield Wednesday. An odd corner that was. Now, Ian Wright will fancy taking them all on with a hat-trick inside, but it's a great ball instead to Vieira, and he might get his goal yet. He looks for Platt. Pressman's made another marvellous save. If it hadn't been for him, the scoreline would have been embarrassing.
Well, that was a great move, wasn't it? Great control from Wright. Vieira unselfishly gives it to supporting Platt, who makes up a lot of ground, and then a fantastic save that is from Pressman.
Well, he must be a candidate for man of the match. Ironically, he's let 3 goals in and will be on the losing side, but he's saved, well, 3 or 4, I would think.
Yeah, I was just going to say, unfortunately, it's not going to change the result, 1 or 2 of his saves, but what it has done is prevented the side from on the end of a hiding, because this could have been 4 or 5, could have been anything in the last 10 minutes.
Pretty consistent record against David Platt's name. And one man the Highbury crowd have taken to in a big way is Patrick Vieira. They're chanting his name, they're willing him a goal.
With the perfect opportunity then, didn't he? One-on-one with Pressman. Showed very, very good vision. Spot Platt on his inside.
Oakes for Sheffield Wednesday. That was loose and enabled Winterburn to intercept and find Merson. What's a good ball forward? Winterburn, Wright screaming, put it in the middle. He's done it. It's 3. It's a little bit of history for Ian Wright. It's 3 very, very important points for Arsenal.
Well, he was never going to miss that, was he? Good play this from Winterburn. He wasn't offside. He's got a choice there, Platt or Wright. Chooses the master. Probably knows he's not going to make any mistake. Well, it looks easy, but he's still had Pressman to beat. He's already made 2 wonderful saves as Pressman. No chance for this one.
The 100 league goals up. A place in the all-time records. John Radford, star of the great 70s double-winning side, has been overtaken by Ian Wright, one of the most phenomenal goal scorers this country has ever seen. And Arsenal are looking for a 5th. but they won't get it that way.
Well, Wright showed us how to do it. Dixon showed us how not to do it there.
Well, this man, you run out of superlatives for him, really. Top scorer in his 5 successive seasons here. Left out of the side at the start. There were a lot of hints that was because of dressing room politics, but Arsenal kept insisting all along it was because he wasn't properly fit because of that calf injury. But that's 6 goals he's got now, and he's only played it in the last 3 games from the start. He was substituted in the first 4. He's unstoppable.
What was that old cliche about a game of 2 halves?
Just a bit. And I think we've got our man on the match. Not that I would prevent you for one moment from voting for anyone else, but how could anyone else get it? They absolutely adore him here at Arsenal, Ian Wright. Whenever his name is read out as the teams are being announced, it always gets the biggest cheer. It'll get the biggest cheer now, because that's the final whistle. And an Ian Wright second-half hat-trick has given Highbury something to smile about in a season that has been pretty gloomy for them up to now. And those happy faces tell the story. But this is the happiest face of all. 3 goals for Ian Wright. 4 goals for Arsenal, who were 1 behind at the start of the second half. And Sheffield Wednesday, who are looking at the dizzy heights of the leadership of the Premiership at kick-off time, have been swept aside by an exhilarating Arsenal performance here in the second half. Aided and abetted, it has to be said, by the dismissal of Des Walker for a second bookable offence. Ian Wright goes off to a hero's reception. Fantastic night and a very entertaining match. The final score, Arsenal 4, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
It was a long time coming, but don't tell me that wasn't worth waiting for. 4-1 to the Gunners, like Alan said. Don't forget the man of the match lines are open now. Give us a call. 0891 111101 is the number. 0891 111101. Give us a call now. I wonder who it'll be. 3 for Ian Wright tonight, 1 for David Platt. The Gunners win by 4-1. A lot to look back on with Andy in a moment or so.